Okay, so we got to talk about toxic broccoli. This
very
It's sweeping the nation.
It's sweeping the nation, and it's just
toxic broccoli.
It's completely ridiculous. Because I don't understand why we're fussing over. I mean, maybe we're exacerbating the whole situation by talking about it. But like, why is it that in the health community, we become so, and we're all a part of it. We become so dogmatic that we think that raw is law. That if you don't have fruits, if you don't have vegetables, you don't eat. And that if there's somebody making toxic, steamed broccoli, that you shouldn't eat it because it's dead now. And to me, it's crazy, and it doesn't make sense because it's steamed broccoli. It's not laden in butter. It's not, it doesn't have it's not with chicken. It's steamed broccoli.
It's a belief system. It's something that I think's been repeated for so long. Not steamed broccoli per se, but all food that has been warmed over 118 degrees, either by steaming or grilling or whatever. All cooked foods in this singular category of being toxic. And like I said, it's just kind of been repeated for so long. And once you hear something over and over again, you kind of just, oh yeah, that's true. So I think that's what's going on now that RawTill4 is getting so much popularity. You're seeing a lot of talk of steamed broccoli and steamed potatoes and steamed rice, and it's kind of bringing all those beliefs up to the surface, which were kind of just being unspoken because no one was steaming stuff before. Now people are just letting it all out, like, whoa, you're killing yourself, and you're toxifying your body and all this stuff. So and I think that's what's where Tino's really helpful too, being a dietetic student and talking to all these top-notch vegan researchers that you can ask, is this really true or not? And what are they saying, Tino?
Definitely. I mean, steamed broccoli being toxic, that's nonsense. And I think this is mostly coming from, people are trying to make a transition to a healthier lifestyle with a healthier diet. And what we're seeing is, people want to strive for the best that they do, and they somehow feel compromised, eating steamed broccoli and steamed potatoes. But that should not be the case. I mean, fruits and vegetables are healthy, but so are starches, so are cruciferous vegetables and all that. So, I advise people to quit worrying about being perfect. I mean, a whole food plant-based diet is reversing diseases. It's preventing disease, and people are satisfied eating this way. So I don't see why people are stressing over broccoli or lentils like in that interview you did with Dr. Greg or Jayme. I mean, it's nonsense.
Like, what do you hope to gain? Just really love bananas, or is it because adding lentils, adding cooked lentils, come on, adding steamed broccoli.
Well, there's some people that would argue that rice and steamed broccoli is toxic to the human body.
Okay, well, I'd love to see that data. I want toxic broccoli data. Send it my way. My contact information is on the website, nutritionfacts.org. Look, maybe I just happened to miss the toxic rice and broccoli, So send me the lentils are bad for you data, and we'll compare it to my lentils are good for you data, and make up your own mind. But, you don't have a preconceived notion and then go out and look in the science to back up your opinion. Right. You go into the science, you find out what's there, and then you change your diet to reflect the science, not the other way around.
Well, and that's what gets me. People want to be healthy. People want their kids to be healthy. They don't want to have to sacrifice their, the two things that keep people from being vegan, from being healthy, are situational inconvenience and social disapproval, right? So
definitely.
People, if they can overcome at least one of those, there's hopes for them to be healthy. But if you start telling people, and this is why it gets me pissed off, because you start telling people that, you're having rice, you're having brown rice, white rice with some steamed vegetables, or some ketchup, or some tomato sauce, low-fat tomato sauce, and you're telling them that, it's incredibly unhealthy, and it sucks because then people just get more confused. Because if they weren't already confused, they're like, well, yeah, but there's information that says that eggs are good for you, and that steak is good for you. But now you're telling me that that's not good for me. And now but I can't eat steamed broccoli. But I thought the doctor said eat your fruits and vegetables. But wait, so it just makes people more confused. And I feel like it's just crazy because.
Definitely.
Not only guilt, I mean, it brings up guilt too, not only confusion, but
you're feeling guilty for eating.
Oh, I'm so hungry, or I have no fruit. Oh my God, I have to eat some potatoes today, and they feel kind of bad about it. Like, why feel bad about eating a high carb, low fat vegan meal? I don't. what's the problem with that? And one argument against steamed broccoli or say steamed potatoes or cooked food in general is that it destroys or lessens the amount of some of the nutrients, in there. Maybe it decreases 5-10% or something like that. But in the case of potato, you can't eat it raw. So there's no such thing as decreasing the amount of nutrition in it. You have to steam it or something to make it edible and bioavailable. So I see no loss of nutrition there. And furthermore, if you're eating a RawTill4 type of diet, I argue the amount of calories I eat from the raw portion of my diet probably exceeds that of most 100% pure raw people's total calories for the day. So anything that's cooked and I lose a tiny bit of the nutrition, I'm cool with that. I'm already getting millions of times of my RDs and most vitamins from the raw part of the diet.
Just a quick word about the potatoes. I mean, yeah, you definitely can't eat raw potatoes. And when you cook them, you actually increase the calorie amounts. And so I actually did a really cool interview with Dr. Lyle, which definitely look out for that. It's one of my favorite interviews I've done. And what Dr. Lyle said is, people have evolved eating cooked food and because you can do so much more. That's how villages and civilizations were created. It's by the use of cooked food. And this is nothing new. I mean, McDougall talked about this before. I mean, but just look at it in just a present moment, just in modern reality. I mean, how convenient is it to go out and get ripe fruit, but can you find a vegan or vegetarian restaurant? Absolutely. Just look on happycow.net and you can get so much more, you can be so much more productive and by eating cooked food, and you can get so many more people on the vegan lifestyle and, get more people healthier and just in general being more productive. So that's what we want to see is we want to see more people being productive and serving the community.
And that's what it's about, right? It's about getting people healthy.
Definitely.
it's about getting people
perfect. How many people that come into the scene or want to go on a health journey and say, I want to be perfect? Because that's what that whole purity idea is. You have to be 100% raw or all these toxins come in and mess up your perfection. People in general want to just be healthy, right? That's what they're looking for.
They want to feel good.
Radiant health, kicking ass with their health, not perfection. I'm not perfect in anything in my life, and my diet's no exception.
Yeah, and people just want to feel good. They want to feel like they want to do stuff. They want to have the energy to do stuff. And I think it comes from a good place. I think it absolutely comes from a good place because these people who say these things are bad, it's kind of like they're sincere, but it doesn't mean that their facts are correct. And I feel like I don't know. I think the worst thing that we can do is further divide this. You know what I mean? I feel like the best thing that we could do is say, okay, you think that way, I think this way. Let's see where our differences are. In a concise, in a nonviolent way, let's see what our differences are, and let's build a bridge. Because instead of attacking people and has that gotten anywhere? It's fighting fire with fire. You can't solve a problem on the level of consciousness that it was created.
I agree. Some people say or accuse me of being an attacker, and quite to the contrary. I've never come out and attacked anyone or any diet. If anything, I'm just defending a RawTill4 style diet against some of the just bogus claims that it gets charged with. So, I mean, I'm not attacking the diet. I think raw is awesome. A lot of my best friends are 100% raw. I love them. They're great people. It's not like I have any beef with it. I just hosted a Fruit Luck last Saturday here in Long Beach, and we were all eating fruits all day. I mean, it was a beautiful experience. You know, I mean, you know, some people think if you're not 100% raw like I am, I'm like maybe 85% raw. They think I'm eating 100%, you know, cooked food, which is nothing wrong with that either. I'm just saying, let's just all put that aside and not accuse people of stuff. Like, if you want to be raw, cool. If I want to be RawTill4, cool. If you want to eat all starches, cool. As long as we've been saying here, you're eating a vegan diet, high carb, plant-based, whole food diet, you can't go wrong.
Right. The point is to get people off the animal products and onto whole foods, a whole food plant-based diet, a vegan lifestyle for life.
And let them decide which way they want to go with these various ways of being high carb vegan. They're all valid.
Right. Offer plenty of options so people with different lifestyles can do. I mean, you look at someone really busy in the city, running all over the place, running from job to job, you know, how sustainable is a raw food diet going to be for that person? But say someone maybe who works from home and has time to, you know, have their banana stash and properly ripening, you know, that person could probably do a raw diet if they choose. And even in just a whole plant-based food diet, there's variations. I mean, you look at Joel Furman's program, and it's very, you know, G-bombs. It's like greens, beans. I forget what they stand for, but he's very more into like heavy vegetables and beans as well. And he's not against grains, but he's, you know, he says tone down the grains, eat more nutrient-dense foods. But you look at someone like McDougal, he says eat all the rice you want. So there's controversy within that world as well, but no one is really attacking each other. Every one of those programs is reversing disease, keeping people healthy and happy, and that's what we want. And just a quick word, I think you made a good point, Ryan, in your last video, saying it's not just about diet. There's so many other factors, and people need to look at that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, what good is having the greatest diet in the world if you're locked in a cave or something like that? The body wants to get out into the sunshine. When you're eating high carbs, the body naturally has a desire to move around. Even the least athletic people in the world, as soon as they start eating this way, they imagine, I want to go outside and ride a bicycle or start running. You know, I mean, yeah, there's more to it. Having friends and being happy, you know, all these things add up to health. It's been shown. Like, that's one reason why the people in the blue zones live so long. It's not only their diet. Their diet's great, but there's other factors too, social factors and lifestyle factors beyond food.
Yeah, right. And it's a lifestyle. Like, that's the whole point of it. But it's, I think, in the end of the day, we all basically want the same thing, and we all just want to be healthy, to feel good, family to be healthy.